Good morning, children. I hope you people have finished your work of the lesson 3 questions as per the directions given. You must have copied the question answers in your fair copy, and there was one exercise also which you were asked to do. I had sent the picture of the answers, and I had also instructed you people that the word meanings which have been printed, which are there in the lesson printed on every page, those word meanings you have to copy down in your fair copies. If suppose by chance you have forgotten to write the word meanings, then after the question answers and the exercise is over, then draw a line in the center, write the headings word meaning, and copy down all those word meanings which are printed in the lesson. Okay, now today we are going to do a very small poem, a very easy poem, The Squirrel. As students of Montfort Inter College, you must have surely seen so many squirrels in our school. If you stand outside in the lunch break, or you come early in the morning before assembly, you stand under the tree, you will see so many squirrels running here and there. When you see the squirrel, and if you observe the squirrel, then you will see that the squirrel is very fast in its activities. It can run very fast, it can climb up the tree very quickly, it can come down the tree as fast as it can. The movement of the squirrel is very smooth, very fast movement. It can run here and there. If you try to catch hold of the squirrel, can you catch hold of the squirrel? No, it is not so easy. It is very difficult. Why? Because the squirrel can run very fast, and we can't run so fast to catch hold of the squirrel. Although it is a small animal, it is not big, but it is full of energy, full of enthusiasm. And the body of the squirrel also is a very typical one. It is grey in color, it has stripes on its body. The grey color has stripes, a mixture of white and black. If you have observed the squirrel, you will see that the body of the squirrel is grey in color and there are stripes on its body. Then the tail looks very peculiar. In this poem also, you will read specially a line about the tail of the squirrel. So the tail of the squirrel is very peculiar as far as its shape is concerned, especially. Then another special feature of the squirrel is that when it sits on the ground to eat something, you will always see that the squirrel sits straight. It never bends down, it sits straight. It holds a small piece, whatever eatable it has got to eat. It holds that small piece of thing to eat, whether it is a nut or it can be a small insect, it can be anything which it gets, which it feels that it can eat. It holds that small thing in both its hands and sits straight, sits erect, and eats it. And when it eats, then also if you observe, it eats anything very fast. Every activity, every movement of its body is very smooth, very quick, full of energy, full of enthusiasm. And it can run around here and there. It moves up and down the trees very quickly, very fast. It does not stay at a particular place for a long period of time. It sits here, then just a minute later it will sit there, it will keep running to and fro, and you can't catch hold of the squirrel. So now let us begin this small and interesting poem, The Squirrel. After the explanation of the poem, I will read out the questions and answers to you. Already, children, you have done the question and answers earlier also, and you were also told to learn the poem. The poem is so small and simple that I am very sure you must have learned the poem by now. And if we have recitation test in future when the school reopens, then you will have no difficulty in reciting this simple small poem. So let us begin. The squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we run around his tree, he went the other way. So, let us start from the first line. He wore a question mark for tail. What does this mean? It does not mean that the squirrel is actually wearing a question mark. It means that the tail of the squirrel has the shape of a question mark. When the squirrel sits on the ground, the tail of the squirrel takes the shape of a question mark. In your book also, children, if you have the book in front of you, you will see that picture of a squirrel is there on the page which is open in front of you. And if you closely observe the shape of the tail of the squirrel, you will see that it has a clear and a distinct shape of a question mark. That is why the poet is saying he wore. He here stands for the squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail. That means the tail of the squirrel looks like a question mark, as if he is wearing a question mark on its tail. An overcoat of grey. Maybe children, you know what is an overcoat. In winter season, we wear, after wearing our sweaters, after putting on our sweaters, if we wear a long coat to keep our bodies warm, this is called an overcoat. Overcoat is generally worn in the winter season. So does the squirrel wear any overcoat in reality? No. The poet is saying that it appears as if a grey colored overcoat is being worn by the squirrel. It is just the poet's imagination, and he says that it looks like as if the squirrel is wearing an overcoat which is grey in color. But actually it is not wearing any overcoat. The color of its body is grey in color. He sat up straight to eat a nut. As I just told you, children, that a squirrel always sits erect. It sits straight. Whenever it holds a nut in its hand to eat it, or any other thing which it has brought to eat, you will always see that the squirrel holds that eatable with both its hands and always sits straight. It never bends down to eat. It holds everything and sits straight, sits erect, and that is why the poet is saying he sat up straight to eat a nut. When he got a nut in its hand, he again is the squirrel. He sat up straight to eat that nut. He liked to tease and play. Now, a very distinct and an important characteristic of the squirrel is that the squirrel is very playful. As I just told you in the starting, that it is an animal full of energy. It is very energetic. It is very, you can say it is very fast in its all activities, whether moving here, running there, climbing the tree up, coming down the tree. Its all movements are very fast and full of energy. And if you try to play with it, if you try to catch hold of the squirrel, you will not be able to get success because of its ability to run fast. Its movement is so fast, so quick, that nobody can easily catch hold of the squirrel. So the poet is writing, he liked to tease and play. The squirrel loves to play. It loves to run here and there, and as if he is trying to tease the person who is coming closer to him and is trying to catch him or play with him. But the squirrel is successful in running away, in teasing the person or teasing any other animal who tries to catch hold of him. Suppose if any bigger animal also tries to catch hold of the squirrel, he will not be able to do so very quickly in his first attempt, because the squirrel is smart enough to run away to save himself. He liked to tease and play, and if he ran around his tree, he went the other way. Suppose the squirrel is moving around the tree and you also start moving around the tree so that you can catch him. Then will you catch him? No, it is not so easy, because the reason is the same. The movement of the squirrel is very fast, very, very smooth. Now when the school reopens, if you have not yet seen the squirrel, its activities, its movements, its way of sitting, the question mark on its tail, if you have not seen the eating habits of the squirrel, now in future when the school will reopen, any time, either in the morning or during the lunch break, when you stand under the tree, you will definitely see many squirrels there running to and fro, holding something in their hand and eating, sitting straight, and their tail with the speciality of a question mark. So the poet says that if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. If we try to run behind the squirrel, if we try to run around that tree where the squirrel is running, so that we can hold him, we can catch him, then we will not get success, because he will run somewhere else. He will escape, he will run, he will go somewhere else. So this is the poet's description about this energetic animal, the squirrel. Now let us start with the question answers. As far as I can see, children, in this poem there is no difficult word for which you should find out the word meanings. So there is no need to write the word meanings of this poem in the copy. There is no such difficult word. The only thing is that you will have to write the whole poem in the copy. First you will write the name of the poem in the center, then you will write the whole poem. After the poem gets over, then leave one line and then write down the name of the poet. The name of the poet is very essential for you to write, because in the exam often a question comes, from which poem has these lines been taken, who is the poet? This is a very common question. So you should know that these lines are from which poem and who has written this poem. You should know the name of the poet as well. So write the whole poem and write the name of the poet also after you have written the whole poem. Now let us start with the question answers. The first question is, why does the poet say the squirrel wore a question mark for tail? Draw a squirrel or find a picture of a squirrel sitting on the ground. How would you describe its tail? Now, firstly, before I tell you the answer, it is your choice. If you know how to draw a squirrel, if you are good at drawing, then you draw the squirrel in your copy. Otherwise, if you get a picture of the squirrel, then you cut that picture and paste it. It is your choice. Now let us come to the answer. Why does the poet say the squirrel wore a question mark for tail? The answer is, the poet said that the squirrel wore a question mark for a tail because the tail of the squirrel looks like a question mark. I am repeating. The poet said that the squirrel wore a question mark for a tail because the tail of the squirrel looks like a question mark. Alright? Now, second question. Second question is, Do we usually say that an animal wears a tail? What do we say? Now you should think over this answer. Do we really say that an animal wears a tail? What do we generally say? This animal has a tail. The squirrel has a tail. The monkey has a tail. We don't say the monkey wears a tail. The squirrel wears a tail. What do we say? We say that the squirrel has a tail, or a particular animal has a tail. So in this answer, you don't have to describe the answer at all. The question is very simple. Do we usually say that an animal wears a tail? Answer will be no. We usually do not say that the animal wears a tail. What do we say? Then you will write, we usually say that the animal has a tail. I am repeating, in the answer you will write, no, we usually do not say that the animal wears a tail. We usually say that the animal has a tail. Next question. He liked to tease and play. Who is teasing whom? How? He liked to tease and play. Now, the first thing in your mind you should be very clear is, who is he in this line? He liked to tease and play. Who is he? The squirrel. Okay? He is the squirrel. He liked to tease and play. Who is teasing whom? He liked to tease and play. The squirrel is teasing the poet. The squirrel is teasing the poet. How? Now, how is the squirrel teasing the poet? The poet is bigger than squirrel. But the squirrel is able to tease the poet. How? The squirrel is teasing the poet because when the poet tries to catch the squirrel, he runs away. When the poet tries to come close to the squirrel and tries to catch the squirrel, he runs away. I am repeating the whole answer once again. He liked to tease and play. Who is teasing whom? The squirrel is teasing the poet. Full stop. How? Whenever the poet tries to come closer to the squirrel and catch him, he runs away. Whenever the poet tries to come near the squirrel and catch him, he runs away. In this way, the squirrel is able to tease the poet. This is how you will finish the answer. I am repeating the whole answer once again. First of all, children, always remember that whenever you get any inverted comma in the question, like in this question, you have a line written in inverted comma, he liked to tease and play. So when you start the answer, you should repeat this line written in inverted comma. The first line of your answer should be this line which is written in inverted comma. So how your answer should start? He liked to tease and play. In inverted comma, you will copy down this line in the answer. Who is teasing whom? Then you will write, in the above line, the squirrel is teasing the poet. I hope, children, I am clear. I will also send the picture of all the answers so that you can see how I have written. In the same way, you should also write. But I am repeating orally also. In the answer, the first line of your answer should be this line which is written in inverted comma in the question. So what will you write? He liked to tease and play. This you will write in inverted comma. Then you will write, the squirrel is teasing the poet. This is going to be your first part of the answer. How? When the poet tried to come closer to the squirrel and catch him, he runs away. When the poet tried to come closer to the squirrel and catch him, he runs away, or he would run away. He would run away. In this way, the squirrel was able to tease the poet. Okay, so this is how your answer will come to an end. That means in the copy you have to do these questions as I have told you. You will see the picture of the question and answers which I will send you, and copy down all the question answers in your fair copy. Remember, in the previous chapter you have to write the word meanings which are printed in the lesson. You have to do the question answers. I have already sent the question answers to do, and there was one exercise also which you must have done in your fair copy. Answers of the exercise I had already sent, and the picture of the exercise also I had sent to you. You must have done it. In this poem there are no word meanings. You just have to copy down the whole poem in the copy. You have to write the name of the poem and the poet in the copy, and then you have to do all these question answers neatly in your fair copy. Now, just for your knowledge, I am discussing some question and answers with you, but these you don't have to do in the copy. This is just for your knowledge. Question number 1. What is being compared to a grey coat? What is being compared to a grey coat? If I ask you this question, what is being compared to a grey coat? The answer will be the squirrel's body is being compared to a grey coat. The squirrel's body is being compared to a grey coat. Another question is, discuss the posture of the squirrel as discussed in line 3 of the poem. Posture means how does the poet sit? How does the squirrel sit? Discuss the posture of the squirrel as discussed in line 3. How does the squirrel sit? Posture means way of sitting. How does the squirrel sit? So what will you write? The posture of the squirrel according to the poem is that the squirrel sat up straight to eat a nut. The posture of the squirrel according to the poem is that the squirrel sat up straight to eat a nut. Then another question, what did the squirrel do if someone came close to his tree? What did the squirrel do if someone came close to his tree? You must have told the answer, I am very sure. What does the squirrel do? Does the squirrel sit and wait and relax? Oh, that man is coming near the tree. I think that man wants to catch me, so let me sit and wait. Is it? No. What will the squirrel do? As soon as anyone comes closer to his tree, the squirrel will quickly run away from there. Okay? I am reading the question again. What did the squirrel do if someone came too close to his tree? The answer will be the squirrel would run away quickly in some other direction as soon as someone came closer to his tree. The squirrel would run away quickly in some other direction as soon as someone came closer to his tree. Another question. Having observed squirrels around us, can we say that squirrel is a fast-paced animal? Very interesting question, children. I am reading the question to you. Maybe you have not understood what is the question. I will explain the question also. Having observed the squirrels around us, can we say that a squirrel is a fast-paced animal? Fast-paced animal means, does the squirrel have a quick speed? Is the squirrel able to run fast? Is the speed of squirrel fast or slow? So what will you say? As I have told you several times today in the poem, that the speed of the squirrel is very fast. It is very quick in its movement. It is full of energy and it can run very fast. It can move here and there. It can climb up the tree. It can come down the tree. And every movement of the squirrel is very quick, very fast movement. So, according to the question, I am reading the question again. Having observed the squirrels around us, can we say that a squirrel is a fast-paced animal? What will be your answer? Yes, the squirrel is a fast-paced animal. We will rarely see a squirrel sitting still for a long time. You will not see a squirrel sitting at one place for some time, continuously for some time at one place. For a few seconds it will sit here, for another few seconds it will go somewhere else, then somewhere else. It will keep on moving. The movement of the squirrel is always being seen. If you observe the squirrel, you will continuously see that it will keep on moving here and there. It will not sit at one place for a long period of time. That is why I am saying repeatedly that it is full of energy, and the speed of the squirrel is too much. It moves very fast. Its movement is quick. Another question. What does the poem say about the poet's choice of the subject? That means, why did the poet choose this subject as the squirrel in the poem? I think that the poet has chosen this subject as squirrel because squirrel is a common animal. Squirrel is an animal which you can find anywhere. If you go to a park, you will find squirrels there. If you go to the zoo, you will find squirrels there. In your school, you can see so many squirrels. So main thing is, I think whenever you will find trees, wherever you will find greenery, you find plants, you will definitely find a squirrel there. Squirrels are always seen where there is lot of greenery, where there are lot of plants, lots of trees. You will always find squirrels there, because squirrels are very fond of climbing up the tree, moving here and there, finding nuts which have fallen on the ground and eating them. It is a commonly found animal which we can see around us. Anywhere you can see. It is not that it is a rare species. It is not at all rare. It is a commonly found animal. Another reason is that the squirrel is a symbol of energy and enthusiasm. We can learn to be energetic like a squirrel. We can learn to sit straight like a squirrel, isn't it? That is why, seeing so many special characteristics in the squirrel, the poet must have chosen this animal, squirrel, as the subject of his poem. So we have today read a very simple poem, a very interesting poem about an animal full of energy, full of enthusiasm, full of speed. And what have we learnt? That in order to do things in the way we like to do, we should also be energetic and enthusiastic in our activities like the squirrel. The squirrel is able to run away from its enemy. The squirrel is able to run away from any danger. It can escape from any danger. It can tease human beings. It can tease other animals. It can play. It can run around the tree. Why? Because it is so full of energy. So like a squirrel, we should also be energetic. We should also be enthusiastic in our work, and like a squirrel, we should also try to sit straight, sit erect, and do our work. The posture of the squirrel is straight. That means it sits straight. So we should also learn to sit straight, so that we can also our body has a good posture, and we also accomplish our tasks with energy and enthusiasm as a squirrel can do. Okay, so with this I conclude today's poem. Just a little reminder, write the whole poem in your copy with the name of the poem on the top and name of the poet after the poem has been written by you. There are no word meanings in this poem, so you don't have to write any word meanings. Just the questions which I will send you in the picture. I am sending through a picture. those questions only you have to do in the fair copy. I hope everybody has purchased the textbook by now. All of you have maintained your proper fair copies and you are doing your work neatly and correctly every day. So please continue, stay at home, stay safe, and we will meet soon in our next class. Thank you.